just fun to be out there to get better.
Year two for you here in this system, like what does that look like on the field for you, at least so far?
Yeah, obviously a little bit more comfortable with kind of what we're doing as an offense, kind of with the players around me. Obviously there's some new guys, but just more comfort with the system that I'm in, with Coach Lenny, and what we're trying to do and trying to accomplish.
When you look back at last season as a whole, kind of your first time playing extended snaps, what's the biggest thing you learned from that year and kind of that time in college?
Yeah, you learn a lot. You learn kind of how to play again, learn the speed of the game again. You learn a lot of things, but learn how to be a good leader in certain situations. But I feel like I could write a book about all the different things you learn just through snap to snap, rep to rep. But took a lot from it, a lot of ups and downs, and but I know it all worked for good.
Coach Lenny talked to us about urgency and delivering the football, throwing guys open. Like, how do you work on that? How do you hone that skill in these spring practices?
Yeah, I think I just got to be more decisive, kind of in my decisions. When I see it, letting it rip, letting it go, and not second guessing. Not worrying about making a mistake, which kind of was the case a little bit last year. But yeah, just being more decisive with kind of my decisions, what I'm seeing, and being more assertive as a leader, I think, too.
Is that just a factor of having more snaps and more experience to have that decisiveness, and is there something different?
I think it just comes with that comfort I was talking about. As I get more comfortable, day to day throughout spring, and I'll grow into that. And having the reps I did last year, it only it builds upon that too. But I think just rep to rep, day by day is key to kind of gaining that decisiveness.
Look, I don't think we've talked to you since the end of the season last year. What was the last couple of games like for you and getting hurt? And first of all, everything's better. Do you physically?
Yeah, I'm all good.
You're 100%.
Yeah, I'm good. But obviously, it was a different perspective
Right
there for the last 2 or 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome to watch John kind of do what he did, and watching him work was really cool. But yeah, it was a different perspective, but you take a lot from it, learn a lot about yourself really through watching John,
right.
through watching kind of our offense when I wasn't in there. So it was a good perspective. I think it'll help in the long run, and I think it'll only work out for good.
Coaches said you handled well. How is that? What's that mean? Handling well?
Yeah, I think just trying to be a good teammate
Okay.
every single day. Kind of showing up with the same purpose, same intent. Try to show up as a starter. Want to be a good teammate. Coming to the doors every day. Not for myself, but for my teammates. Trying to serve them.
Sure.
Trying to be a good leader wherever I am. Kind of on the field.
But not being in the field, I assume, is fire too, motivation too.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously want to be out there, kind of in the fire with my guys, in the attack, and I love competing too. So it was hard. It wasn't easy.
Right.
Kind of having that perspective, but I think it'll ultimately kind of work. It was best for me in the long run. I think.
Sure.
A couple of primary receivers moved on to the next level, Tip and Isaiah. Who do you see stepping up in that room, and are there some newcomers that we should keep an eye on?
Yeah, I'm so excited for Casey, Isaiah, Tip, and all those guys for what they're about to do, and there's next steps, and they'll do great things just because of how great of people they are. And I saw Tip and Isaiah today in the building, and it just shows the kind of guys that they are. They love to be around the guys, and I'm so excited for them. But I think there's a multitude of guys that will make plays for us this year. Obviously, Pat returning, had a lot of production, and got some new guys too, and got some younger guys who step up. But I guess we'll have to wait and see throughout spring ball, day by day. So excited to see those guys grow, and me as well.
Like you said, it wasn't easy last year. Like, how did you navigate that? I guess difficulty of being in that spot, and then sitting. What was important for you to work your way through that?
Yeah, I think just my faith in the Lord, and kind of my foundation. Kind of just trying to stay in the moment. It was easy to look ahead, kind of to what would next game look like, what would 2 games look like, what would the end of the season look like. But like I said, I just try to serve and be a good leader for my team wherever I was. If I was taking the 1 reps or the 2 reps, so I just wanted to be a good teammate, and ultimately that's what matters most to me. And if I can do that, then I think I'll be in a good spot. And that was the mindset that I had.
Yeah, Coach James, over if you guys need it.
I don't know if you looked at it like this, but like that was kind of a once in a long time heater that John was on. How'd you look at that? Like, was it like, I get it, like I understand that he's kind of on one right now, or like what was your view there?
Yeah, it was tricky to navigate all the emotions because he, like you said, he was rolling. He had a great run there, and it was cool to see him operate and do what he did and have his production. It was really awesome to see because he worked so hard for it. I know he did, and watched him every single day work and compete with me. But like I said, it was hard to navigate those emotions. Obviously, want to be out there competing with my brothers, and but yeah, it was tricky and difficult. But ultimately, he just goes back, wanted to be a good teammate, serving those around me and serving John out the best I could.
What was the biggest thing you learned from that you can take into now?
You learn it from kind of as you watch John, you learn from kind of have retrospective and looking back on kind of your reps and kind of comparing them. I don't want to say compare, but looking at how they were similar, how they were different, how I can be better in the offense moving forward. And but you learn a lot. You learn a lot about yourself through an adverse time and the tricky situation it was and all the emotions. You learn a lot, but obviously provided a lot of perspective and understanding that I think life is just a big test of your faith, of your perseverance, of your love, your servantship, and but yeah, I mean it was hard, but I know it would be good for me in the long run.
Seems like quarterbacks tend to take a leap in the second year in the system. What's that 1 year as a Big Ten starter do for you, just in terms of the game slowing down for you and familiarity with the scheme?
Yeah, it does a lot. Obviously, like I said, I'm more comfortable with what we're doing year 2, and been doing it for a year now. So kind of understanding what we're trying to accomplish here on offense, what Coach B wants, and how he sees the game, and trying to play that out on the field, and obviously kind of learning the speed of the game too, and how to operate within a system in certain situations. So obviously having those reps under my belt will help me moving forward.
Coach Bielema talked yesterday about they just know your skill set a little bit better now, having been here a year, and maybe you can tweak some things offensively that would fit you a little bit better now that they're familiar. Like, how have you felt that kind of give and take with Coach Lunny and maybe fitting things more to what you do?
Yeah, I mean, it's only day 1 of spring, so I'm still figuring that out a little bit, and we've only had a limited amount of meetings, so still yet to kind of understand completely what that kind of means. But whatever situation they put me in, I'm going to go execute it as best I can, and I know they'll put me in good situations. But I believe in myself. I trust in my abilities, and I'm going to do what I can to be efficient in the offense.
Is there one priority for you in terms of something you really, I got to get better at X, Y, Z? Is there one of those, I know everything, but is there one thing that you really want to get better at?
Yeah, I think kind of watching John and seeing how he operated, just being more decisive with my decisions,
sure,
and being more assertive with how I'm leading and things like that. But I think I got to be better within the pocket, a little bit better. Ran into a few sacks last year, and a few too many sacks, and I can help my offensive line a little bit better. But I think there's a lot of things that I can be better at. Like I said, I could write a book about it, but being more assertive, be more decisive of what I'm doing, being better within the pocket, and I think that just comes with reps. More comfort and trusting in my abilities and trusting my training.
During that tough stretch, what were conversations with Coach B like, knowing that you still have a very big role in this long-term plan here?
Yeah, and I mean, I understood what he was doing, and I understood my role in that situation because John was doing so well, and he was on the heater, like he said, and I think the conversations were, how can I be a better teammate, in this situation? It's not an easy situation, but I can grow within it, and I can make it out for good. I kind of stay faithful to the Lord, and I think just being a good teammate through it all. It wasn't easy, but I think it was those conversations were, how can I be better with what I'm doing physically, and kind of how can I grow mentally as well.
We're going to talk maybe one more with Luke if you need it.
Have you seen some growth from other guys in the room, Donovan specifically, and how's the room looking overall?
Yeah, I mean, I love working with the quick cues. And Donovan has been great. He had a great day today. And he'll continue to grow and be a great player. And just love working with him and enjoy being around him. He's a great kid, a great guy, and a great teammate too. So looking forward to keep on growing that relationship with him and seeing him grow.
Thanks, Mike.